afternoon. Ira Epstein of Linn and Associates with your SPDR ETF wrap-up, and this is for Monday, the 20th of July, 2020, and afternoon. I'm back out of the hospital. Unfortunately, not very mobile. My leg is all stitched up. Actually, it's my foot that's all stitched up, and I'm in a lot of pain. So not much I could say about that, but I'm a trooper and I work. For those of you that get my subscription videos, you know that I did them. I think I missed one the day of my surgery, Wednesday afternoon, and then the rest of them were out each and every day. I really believe in doing that, unless there's some event where it can't be done. I know some of you asked, where's silver in this end of the day wrap-up? It's not going to be here, nor are some of the other metals. That's why I have subscriber videos. It's not to make this replace those. This leads you into those. So if you're looking for me to keep doing things that I don't want to do, nah. They'll be done, and they're done where you want them, which is in the subscriber video, which is up to 35 charts, and I'll have it up to 40 shortly. So today was a day of what? Well, we saw the mega caps, the tech ones, run to the upside again. Nothing new there. We're seeing more people saying, oh, I saw Mark Cuban coming out with statements today. This reminds him of the bubble of the 90s. Who might argue with Mark? I mean, let's face it. He made a fortune and he did exceptionally well, and I think he's quite bright. That's what he sees. And who has better experience than him? He saw that, and he also made a fortune in getting out and keeping his money and parlaying it into other things. So that's one thing. You're seeing that the Warren Buffetts are stepping in, but they're not doing it in the tech areas as much as you'd think. They're doing it in the hardcore areas. We saw Chevron today buy Noble Energy. So there are plays out there that people are looking at, because the world's not going to be all tech. But COVID-19 is not resolved. There's plenty of problems, and we have a presidential election that is just over, 100 and some odd days away. You got to start paying attention. When we look at the tech sector, we're back up to this point where we peaked out last time, fell back, and we're still in there. Pattern is bullish, higher lows, higher highs, into this resistance area. You're over the 18-day average, and that has been the number that, as this market has fallen each time before I went in for my surgery, I told you, until that stops working, assume it's going to keep working. And I think if you take a look at my videos, it's exactly what I said, and it looks pretty right at this point. What about the resistance? I'm going to stick with what I know. The upper Bollinger Band, 109.56 is a resistance point. You got up today, 110.17 is the resistance. You got to 109.82. That's the number. The 109.56 is the settlement price. And your resistance is right there. Now, we had a big up on a Monday. It often is led by an attempt at a Tuesday reversal, so don't be surprised. And we don't have a lot of new economic data coming out until later in the week. So I don't see anything in the economic data to do damage. When we take a look at the, let me come back here, the Bollinger Bands, you can see the resistance while I'm looking there, and the slow stochastics, they're overbought. So yeah, you can go higher, but I think the pros are going to take money off the table here. And I do think they're bullish. Now, SMH gave you an outside day up. Outside day means you took out the previous day's high and low. Up means you closed over that day's settlement price. Now, if you take out today's low on Tuesday or Wednesday, I call that a bull trap. And you get a bearish reaction because those that are buying up here all get underwater, and I look for a fast challenge of the 18-day average of closes. It's one of the, if you will, one of the rules that I set for myself, and I keep watching. Where's the resistance? 165.25. What's the trend? Up, higher lows, higher highs. Bias up, but overbought, not embedded. XLI. Where did you go? You went to the upper Bollinger Band when I was gone, and you're still fighting at that number. You're overbought at a resistance point. What you've really done is you've taken this bit of sideways action and you've widened it a little bit. That's all you've really done. This resistance point, this gray line's the 200-day average. That's a formidable resistance point. I'm not convinced you're just going to go through it and keep going. So I think you're in a zone of a lot of resistance. On the energy sector, you keep narrowing in. Are you seeing what's going on? Bollinger Bands are an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within them 95% of the time. As they narrow in, think of like you're playing pinball. You hit the upper bumper and the lower. It bounces away. You don't really get trends that grab hold until they eventually break out of that. Hasn't done it. Until it does, what I teach is you walk away from those kind of markets. QQQ, all I see is an overbought market making a run for the other high, resistance 270.45, similar to XLK. Until you get and stay under that 18-day average, why would you bet against it? And that's exactly what I said before, and I'm saying it still. In the emerging markets, you've got a pattern of higher lows, higher highs. This market's trying to come alive. Can it make this a base to break out to the upside? We keep hearing that our investors are plowing into Chinese stocks, third world country stocks, and not as enamored as you might think with US stocks. If you were to remove our mega cap tech stocks, these stock markets, because of the weighting, wouldn't be as high as you would think it is. Today, the S&P had more stocks than down as I was watching it most of the day. GLD, we had a correction take place, and you can see that right here. The market lost its embedded reading, gained it back, and this was on Friday, and today it keeps it as it's moving forward. So the trend is still up until you lose that 2 days in a row. The resistance, 171.71. The gold miners, I think the pros are going to step out of this market against the upper Bollinger Band. You're overbought, trying to embed back to that number. In the past, when you got to those numbers like it, you've had opportunities to come out and come back in. That's what I think the pros are going to do. TLT, overbought condition, not embedded. Trend is up. You're staying in this area between the red line, the 18-day average of closes in the upper Bollinger Band, and not going anywhere. You're getting the higher lows, the lower high pattern. I wouldn't know what to do with that. In the FXE, we have to see, does Europe, finally, the 27 member countries, get something done or not in terms of the stimulus program? So far, it's not. Now, that doesn't mean it won't change overnight. There's a 6-hour time difference. Everybody stayed today. They were supposed to have a 2-day meeting, wrapping it up maybe with a 3rd day on Sunday. They're into a 4th day. The world's looking at them, and they can't seem to put anything together. There's been some movement by Germany, and there's been some by France, where instead of 400 billion in grants, they'll go to 390 billion euros. We'll see if that's enough. I don't know. The 4 countries, Netherlands and a group of the others, 3 more, don't want to give the southern states, their members, much money as a grant. So that becomes the hard problem. We'll see. You know, during the day, one of the things I look at when you get into these tight ranges, because people will ask me, Ira, what do you think here? Where do you see the small support resistance? I use a study called Pivot Points. I created a 3-part video. Number 1, I teach you the formula in PowerPoints. Number 2, I teach you how to apply the formula. And number 3, I take it, put it on charts, show you how to set it up, and then teach you how to use momentum with it. Support, resistance, where the pros might be looking for in and out trades. This is a day trade tool. Do not use it trying to position trade over it. It's not at all what it's about. To get it, go to our website. Under free offers, you'll see this and our other ones. Take what you need out of there and away you go. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day.